Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Sleeping Giant, and as you know from the last episode, if you watched it, we went up as champions by beating Reading at home. We've since played our last game, so there's, as you can see, there's the league table there. We beat 23rd place Luton. I'm sure they're 23rd. Yeah, they're already relegated. Luton. We beat them 2-0 and we finished with a points total of 107 points. And as I said about in the last episode, Brentford must be bitterly disappointed to have 102 points and not win the league title. An amazing season for the pair of us, and now we're going to look back at the rest of the season with a little bit of season review, see the awards, who won what, and then we're going to dive into the transfer situation and see what we're going to do to strengthen the squad this summer. If I take you across to the awards now, as you can see, fans player of the season was Bell, the guy that I was going to replace with another left back in the summer, but he turned out to be a fantastic player. I'm quite shocked there. In the top three, Armstrong didn't come in the top three there. That shocks me, bearing in mind he got 25 goals this season. Goal of the season was Bradley Dack. Let's take a look at that one. And here's Dack. Travis played it to Skip. Rankin Costello was obviously in place of Nyambi that day. Bradley Dack, lovely strike into the far bottom corner. Good goal, nice, good strike from Dack. He should be very proud of himself for that. And looking at the review then, we lost obviously in the third round of the FA Cup to Arsenal. We won the Championship. We lost in the first round of the Carabao Cup, which was probably the only disappointment of the season really, because it would have been nice to have a little bit of a cup run, but it doesn't matter. We can always do that next year. Moment to forget was a away defeat on New Year's Day to Nottingham Forest, and the match of the season was a 4-1 victory over Middlesbrough really early in the season. I think that was the first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken. It was the third game of the season in the league. If we carry on here, look at the league positions there. Look how consistent we was. We've been first literally all season, first and second. So promotion was thoroughly deserved, especially winning the league. And then he said winning the Premiership, but hopefully that's in a couple of seasons' time. This is the club vision now moving forward. So they want us to remain developing players using the club's youth system. Might be a bit difficult this year. If we want to look at doing that, we have to sign players rather than bring people up through the youth system, to be honest. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Yep, I go along with that. I prefer to do that. We may need to bring in a couple more experienced players, but we're going to see how that goes. Make the most of set pieces. Interesting one. Work within the wage budget, as usual. Mainly though, end of next season, fight bravely against relegation. So I take that as they're saying, if we go down, but we're not really far adrift and we go down, they're happy. Obviously, we want to stay in the league next year and build towards our Premier League winning aspirations. Really, how long that will take, we don't know. Hopefully, within the next four seasons. Sorry, because I did say 5 years, but I know that's optimistic. I know. I've been told by many people that's optimistic. And then moving forward from that is just to continue to remain in the Premier League. Hopefully we can get that changed in a couple of seasons to battle at the top of the Premier League, win the Premier League. But we'll see how it goes. We're going to accept this club vision because I think that's about right, really. And now we're going to tell the boys passionately what we're going to do next season. We're good enough to not be involved. We've done superbly achieved promotion. You've done really well. But I'll have to strengthen the squad. Shall I say that to them? Because that is what I'm going to do. Oh, this could go bad. Oh, it does go bad. You're not going to get very fast. Squad to compete on a level they're not remotely close to. Yeah, I disagree. I'd say I'm confident we can stay up. So I've annoyed the players. Amazing. Oh well, that's my real thoughts on it. So, where are we going for training camp this year? Should we go to sunny Portugal or Spain, or should we just go to Scotland? We'll go to Portugal. That'd be a nice little trip, won't it? Good little break for the players. Well, I say a break. It'll be a training camp, so it won't be a break. It'll be more of a break for me, though. I can sunbathe while they run around a football pitch. Before we progress to the transfer window and after the players have had their rest and whatnot, I just want to show you the current squad depth we have here at Blackburn following from this season. And this is in the formation that we usually play, the 4-2-3-1. This is the opinion of the assistant manager, Mark Venus. So this is obviously... This needs a lot of improvement if we are to stay up in the Premier League next year. I'm going to try and change it a little bit. I mean, we're going to probably look to ship out, if we have a look at from the strikers upwards. I mean, Armstrong, obviously, we're going to give a go. Samuel we will try to move on this summer. We'll keep the rest, obviously, because Dak plays as the attacking midfielder. Gallagher is a bit of cover out on the right and up front. But I do think we'll probably need a Premier League attacker, someone who's not so much had Premier League experience, but someone with a bit more ability to play at that level, a bit more of a goal scorer. We need a 15 goal a season goal scorer, really, if we're going to have any chance of staying up. I'm not too bothered about a winger. I think Downing can do an okay job. I know he's got 2.5 stars there. Rothwell's had a good season. It's an area we may look at, but I'm not going to prioritise. I will probably look to bring in a central midfielder as well. We'll look to probably loan out Buckley. I mean, he's a young player. If you have a look here, he's only 20. I have actually just loan listed him, so hopefully we'll get him out on loan, because if we do go down, he's got a good bit of potential of 4 stars. So let's loan him out to the lower leagues, get him some football. If we go down, we might need to rely on him to help us come back up. But he could be a good player in the future for us. So we don't want to lose him permanently. We may look at bringing Oliver Skip back, because he was decent for us this year. Holtby is after a new contract, but he keeps rejecting it when the director of football is offering him one. So we don't know whether he's going to be around at the club still. It'd be nice to try and keep him though. And if we have a look at the defence, I mean, I'm very happy with Tosin and Lenihan. Niambe's fine out on the right, but we'll look for a bit of cover there, I think. We may be okay at left back. We've got Lukokoi as cover for Bell. I thought Lukokoi would be the starter, but he's not. Bell got Fans Player of the Year, so we best not mess around with that position too much. And we'll probably, I mean, I don't know whether if we'll sign Walton permanently. He's only 24 years old from Brighton. We may get him in on loan again, but he was a decent keeper for us this year. His potential is 4-star. Maybe we'll bring him in permanently. He's valued at £4 million, but obviously we know we never get players for £4 million for their value, so that'll probably be like £10 million, which I don't really want to go and spend £10 million on him. I don't think. I'd rather spend it on another goalkeeper. We'll see how it goes though. If we can't get anybody else, we'll look to loan him back, I think. If we can get him for £4 million, we'll pick him up for £4 million. Other than that though, a centre-back, probably another centre-back as a bit of cover, or maybe to force out Lenihan, maybe, because I think Tosin's the one to stay in. So we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking maybe 4 good additions to this squad, 5 maybe, and maybe obviously them players will be looking to start for us. Maybe we'll get in a bit of cover, or maybe keep some of the players that are currently there and just drop them down the pecking order a little bit as more cover this season. First signing of the summer then looks like it's about to be made. Fabio Silva, who is a wonder kid at Porto, is about to sign for us for £17.5 million, and I am surprised. That was a bit of an audacious bid that I put in, and I'm surprised we've been able to pick him up. He is about to sign a 3-year deal with us. He does, however, come with a minimum fee release clause, so probably, knowing how he goes in other saves, he'll probably go at the end of the next window. But if he can help us keep up in the Premier League, I don't mind that. We make a huge profit on him. Relegation release clause, it will go for 24 million if we are relegated, of course. But his current ability level is the Championship. But, well, you guys have played Football Manager, you will know this guy gets very good, and he has done in all 3 or 4 of my saves, however many I've got going on. So we're going to accept this. He comes in for a big chunk, probably about half of our transfer budget, but he's a very, very good young player. While we're here as well, I will just show you our shortlist. So Silver is one of them. Ontiveros there, he is one that we've gone in for as well. We've just put in a bid for him, I believe. Hussam Ayor from Lyon, we're going to be well priced out of him, so he's not going to be coming to the club. what a player he is, though. Todd Cantwell, though, however, is possibly about to get relegated with Norwich. They've got one game left. They're a point inside. They're a point away from safety. So Cantwell, we're hoping for. We just chucked a scout on him. We're hoping he'll have like a relegation release clause in his contract, and we can pick him up dirt cheap, because he will be a good addition in the attacking midfield roles and left wing as well. Possibly the right wing, I'm not too sure, but definitely in them positions, he'll be a very good acquisition, especially when he's had a year already in the Premier League and he's getting an average rating of over 7, 5 goals and 4 assists, 2 player of the matches. So he will be a very good acquisition for us if we can pick him up as well. And we're looking at Serdar as well from Schalke. Maybe he can come in with to us, but look, it's saying it's going to cost maximum 50 million and we don't have that kind of funds. So we're looking to do our business early here at Blackburn and get a good full pre-season with all of them. The transfer window is open now, guys, and as you can see there at the bottom of the transfers Fabio Silva has joined the club for 17.5 million, as you well know. And we've also signed Jeremy Boga from Sassuolo for £10 million. He is a winger. We've opted for him over Ostaveras. I think his name was Ostaveras. Anyway, the player I just mentioned about 3 minutes ago here in this video. This boy looks a player, 18 dribbling, 16 flair, 17 acceleration. He looks exactly what we need. He can play either side, the left wing or the right wing, which will be good because I don't think Downing will be able to keep up the pace maybe this year. He's 35 or 36. We have offered him a new deal as a bit of cover, but this boy can come in and probably take Downing's place maybe, and we can keep Rothwell in on the left. We'll see how it goes in pre-season, how he plays, but he was the best option. We've bought him in for £10 million, I believe it was. Yep, £10 million. We are also struggling a little bit to keep hold of players. We just offered a new deal for Niambe because Aston Villa are sniffing around. We've had to give him assurances, and what I'm finding with just being promoted is we have to keep putting relegation release clauses in there. So we've just whacked a £30 million one. Sorry, no, we whacked a £20 million one on Niambe, and we've whacked £30 million release clause if a Champions League club comes in for him over the next few years. But he is about to sign a 5-year deal with us, which is terrific news. Also, in other news, we're on the search for a centre-back, because I totally forgot, poor management I know, Tosin is going back to Manchester City, and he's gone back there, and we've inquired to bring him back to the club. We can't get him on loan by the looks of it. It's not allowing us to. Maybe that will change when the actual season ends on the 1st of July or the new one begins as such in the game. We did also, when we make the inquiry, ask about obviously how much it would cost to bring him here permanently, and apparently that's £92 million, which is ridiculous, especially when we've only got £7 million left of the transfer budget. So we are going to look to bring in a couple on loan. I think we've got a lot in the wage budget to alter with, so we could probably knock that out by a few million on the transfer budget, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, we'll come back when there's more news on the transfer front. We are about to make 2 more signings. They're both loan signings from Manchester City, and you'll be pleased to hear it's Tosin Adarabioyo. Tosin, he is coming back to us on loan for this season. Massive signing for us. You know how good he was for us last year. And we're also bringing in young Manchester City centre-back Eric Garcia as well. So there's a bit more depth there. Another youngster coming in. If you take a look as well, we have made a couple more signings. Lavanir from Chelsea was nothing to do with me, but Jack Butland is the keeper we've decided to bring in. He had a release clause of 3.9 or an asking price of £3.9 million, and he was the best goalkeeper we scouted. Bit of Premier League experience there. Really pleased with that signing. Hopefully, we know he's got an error in him, but hopefully the game doesn't know that. But yeah, he had a solid career at Stoke. If you look down there in the career stats, 168 appearances, 67 goals conceded, and yeah, we're really pleased with that one. And with these 2 new centre backs, that will give us. Look at this. So he's just signed a new contract, Ryan Niambe, but look, he's still a transfer target for Villa. We're not willing to listen to offers, thank you very much. If we go across now to the squad depth, and hopefully everything is in order. No, the new boys aren't there yet. Very annoying. Did I accept them to? Oh, the deal's fallen through. We've reached the limit. reached the limit of loans from Man City this year. So can't you have 2 players at once from the same club? Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. And did I accidentally say? My mind is just blown. I think I've accidentally said I'm willing to listen to offers for Nyambe. Whoopsie. We're not. We're just toying with the media because they like to stir rubbish up, don't they? So I did mean that really. But here we go. So this is a good signing for us. So it's only Adebayo. We can't get Eric Garcia in, unfortunately, which is very annoying. I can't believe I just said to the media. This is what happens when you don't. You get a bit bored looking at the media questions and stuff. And I just clicked what I thought. I thought it said, we're not willing to listen to offers for him. What a poor manager I am. Because we're not. But I said we are. Just trying to go a little bit forward so you can see the depth of our squad if it actually changes quickly. Oliver Skip there, you can see, he's just come up. He's going back to Spurs. I'm still reluctant. I don't know whether to bring him back in to the club. I'm not too sure. Have we got Adebayo already? Yeah, we have. So let's have a look now at this squad. So I think we look all right up front. Fabio Silva could be a risk, but we know he comes good. Whether he's going to be good this year, we don't know. But we have got a goal scorer in Adam Armstrong. So hopefully Silva will come good this year for us. Boga there on the left. He can play left or right, as we discussed earlier. So that's a good signing as well, because we've also got Rothwell and Downing. And of course, we've got young Harry Chapman as well that can play on the left. We still haven't done anything in the centre attacking midfield role, but Bradley Dack has got 4 stars for this level. So maybe he can kick on this year, but maybe we could bring a bit of cover there, but I don't think we've got the budget for that. Centre midfield is the next area I do need to look at. We do need to look there for sure. And of course, left back we look fine. Right back, Nyambe's there, signed a new deal. Bit of cover would be nice. Centre backs, I mean, I know we've only bought in Tosin, who was there already. But looking at them ratings there, I'm quite happy with that. So I think the next player we need to be looking at is a central midfielder. And let's hope. Let's have a look at the shortlist here. I don't think we have got this guy, but we might as well remove him because he's not coming. He's just signed a new deal with Lyon, so he's definitely not coming. Campbell, I mean, he can play attacking midfield, but I don't think he's a priority anymore. And the rest, obviously, are defenders. We have got this guy to look at, but it's going to be difficult to get him. We're not going to get him on loan either. So we're going to have to probably look at a loanee, because if you look at our transfer budget there, it's just under £2 million, and we've only got 75k left of the wage budget. Is that left of the wage budget, or is that... look at the finances. No, we're overspending. So, yeah, we need to look at that. So it's definitely going to be a lonely unless we can ship some of our current players out that we just know aren't going to... And look at that. I've been offered a job interview from Everton. Well, that threw me off guard. Where did they finish last year? Of course, I can't jump. That's the rules of this save. I can't jump to Everton. They finished... Where can you see last year's? Oh, here we go. Right in front of me. It's already here. So last year they finished 7th and they're in the Europa League. Oh, that's a nice job, isn't it? I can't move. That's the rules of the save. That would have been a good one to go to, Everton. But we're going to decline the interview because I'm not allowed to go to Everton. We can only stay at Blackburn Rovers. Why do I make these silly rules? So we're going to look to end the transfer special there, guys. Obviously the transfer window remains open further into the month after the season starts, so we don't want to play them games right up until the transfer window does close, because it'll be a very, very long video, so we'll end that on another day. But this is the business we've been able to do, just to overview, obviously, which you've seen throughout the video. Fabio Silva comes in. Decent striker there. He's a striker we was looking for. Well, he potentially is. He's a very good player. Unproven in the Premier League, but we've got to see how it goes. We know he'll develop into something special. And of course, we've got Armstrong there. Of course, he bagged 25 goals for us last year. But Jeremy Boga came in. He is a winger. He can play on the left or right. So if Downing starts to deteriorate this year, can't hack it in the Premier League anymore, Boga's there. We've got Rothwell in the side still. So decent signing, I think. Very pleased with that. Of course, it was between him and the Villarreal winger. I can't think of his name now. Ostieres or something. But anyway, we went for him. He's the kind of cheaper option, but he's more versatile in the squad. Laviner, that one had nothing to do with me. That was with the youth development team. They brought him in. Jack Butland is an experienced England goalkeeper. He's only still about 27, I think. I might be wrong. Yep, 27 years old, 9 caps for England. So experienced, played in the Premier League. So very pleased to bring Butland in, and he's still got potential ability of 4 stars. So there's still room for improvement with him. And of course, we've re-signed Tosin Adarabioyo on loan until the end of the season from Manchester City. Of course, he was there last year. He was a massive figure at the back for us last year. Very solid, popped up with a couple of goals. So we are delighted to sign him, and we couldn't bring him in because he was £92 million apparently. And not having the best of getting rid of players, the most notable one in there is Derek Williams. He went to Derby for £4.1 million. Charlie Mulgrew left £20,000. And Richie Smallwood left on a free to Nashville. Dominic Samuel went on a free to Aberdeen as well, and the rest are kind of irrelevant. I haven't really mentioned in the videos before. But what we'll do next, the transfer window does continue, but look at that, we haven't even discussed our start yet. And the first game is away at Liverpool. What a lovely start to the season that is. And are they champions? Did they finish top last season? No. Normally they win the league first time round on Football Manager this year, but they didn't this time. So we go away to Liverpool, which will be a very tough game. Then we're at home to Bournemouth, so they will be the 2 games we will bring you in for the first game of the season in the first episode of the new Premier League season. And I mean, yeah, we'll hope targeting 3 points there, because Liverpool I don't expect will get anything, but Bournemouth at home, if you want to stay in the Premier League, that's a game you need to be winning. But thanks very much for watching, guys. It's been an interesting transfer window so far. We've completely run out of money, so we need to now start to look to sell a few players before we can get anybody else in. Who would like to get in another centre midfielder just before the end of the window, but we've got time, but we need to make some departures happen before we can do that. But thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Leave a like on the video too, helps the channel grow, and I'd very much appreciate that. And we'll see you next time on Sleeping Giant.